PRLNs to be seated on the dais, please. Good afternoon, everyone. Vanakkam, Namaskaram. On behalf of Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank Limited, we thank you for taking out the time and joining us today. We would like to also extend a warm welcome and thank those who are joining us virtually. We welcome you all to the press meet on the announcement of the bank's forthcoming IPO. Before we begin, I would like to introduce the management and distinguished guests who would be addressing today's gathering. From the bank, we have Mr. K.V. Ramamurthy, Managing Director and CEO, Mr. P.A. Krishnan, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. P. Suryaraj, General Manager Treasury, and representing the BRLMs, we have Mr. Manish Jain, Senior Vice President, BFSI Axis Capital Limited, Mr. Subrat Panda, Director, Motilal Oswal Investment Advisors Limited, Mr. Ratnadeep Acharya, Senior Vice President, SBI Capital Markets Limited. Post the presentation, we will welcome questions. For the press meet here, we will pass around the mic. And for those joining us virtually, you are requested to type your respective questions in the question and answer panel available to you, which will be read out to the management and they will respond to it. A gentle reminder to kindly identify your name and the media house while asking those questions. I would now like to invite Mr. Manish Jain, Senior Vice President, BFSI, Axis Capital Limited, to initiate the proceedings.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Manish Jain from Axis Capital, and on behalf of Axis Capital, Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank team, and my fellow merchant bankers, I welcome you all at this event for the press conference of the bank's IPO. We at Axis Capital feel privileged and honored to be associated with one of the oldest and leading private sector bank, which has legacy and history of almost 100 years. We are also pleased to note that this is the first IPO among the financial services after the recent lull in the capital market transactions, and also it is the first IPO from a lending entity in almost a year now. Before going into further details, while the management team has been introduced, I will just give you a little more profile on the same. So, we have Mr. K.V. Ramamurthy, who is sitting in the center. He is the MD and CEO of the bank. Mr. Ramamurthy holds bachelor's degree in science and is a certified associate of Indian Institute of Bankers, and he has over 40 years of banking experience, including with Bank of Baroda and United Bank of India. Sitting to his right is Mr. P. Suryaraj, who has been working with bank for 35 years. Sitting to his left is Mr. P.A. Krishnan, who is the Chief Financial Officer of the bank. Mr. Krishnan joined the bank in August 21, and he is the fellow member of the Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants, and he also has 35 years of experience in the banking industry. Mr. Krishnan was earlier the CFO of Indian Bank. Sitting to his left are my fellow bankers from SBI Caps, Mr. Ratnadeep Acharya and Mr. Subrat Panda. I'll now briefly highlight a few highlights on the bank. So, Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank is a professionally managed bank, and the board of directors and the senior management consist of seasoned professionals from banking and accounting space. The bank has a strong legacy and loyal customer base and consistent financial performance. The bank has net advances of INR 334 billion and deposit base of INR 449 billion as of March 31st, 2022. The bank is largely focused on offering wide range of banking and financial services to micro, small and medium enterprises, agricultural and retail customers. Advances to these MSME, agricultural and retail customers represented almost 88% of their net advances as on March 31st, 2022. With the aim of keeping risk relatively lower, in addition to strong underwriting processes, the bank has consistently focused on secured lending, which comprises almost 99% of their overall advances for fiscal 2022. The bank has customer base of approx 5 million customers. Of these, 80% customers have been with the bank for more than 5 years, and they have contributed 78% to their deposits and 65% to their advances as of March 2022. Also, in terms of geographical presence, as of March 31st, the bank has more than 500 branches, 509 branches to be precise, of which 106 branches are in rural centers, 247 branches are in semi-urban centers, and 80 branches are in urban centers, and 76 branches are in metropolitan centers. Bank has built very strong presence in the state of Tamil Nadu, which is their home state, with 369 branches as of March 31st. Apart from Tamil Nadu, bank is also present in 15 other states and 4 union territories in India, and has sizable presence in the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, with almost 90 odd branches in these states. Bank, in terms of asset quality, bank has been quite successful in reading in the asset quality during the difficult COVID time. The GNPA of the bank has improved from 3.62% in FY20 to 1.69% in FY22. Similarly, NNPA has also improved from 1.8% in FY20 to 0.95% in FY22. In terms of financial performance, the bank has delivered a net profit of 8.2 billion in FY22, generating return on assets of 1.66%, which is much higher than peers in the same financial years. The return on equity of the bank was 16.58%, which is again significantly higher than many of the peers in fiscal 2022. In terms of shareholding shareholders, the bank has total 22,431 shareholders, primarily consisting of individual shareholders. Now coming to the transaction, the IPO comprises fresh issuance of 15.84 million equity shares, aggregating to 7.9 billion to 8.3, depending upon the final price. There is no OFS in the IPO. Price band is INR 500 to INR 525, and issue is opening on Monday, September 5th, and closes on September 7th. Anchor will be done on September 2nd. I will now invite Mr. Ramamurthy to take you through the journey of the company in more detail.
Good afternoon, everybody. People, distinguished guests on the dais, and my dear friends from media. It gives me immense pleasure to be there to stand before all of you today on this great occasion of this 100-year young organization coming for IPO at this point of time. In fact, it has been a long history, and I know for sure that as Manish was making a right noise about our own performance and our own existence for the last 100 years. I think we say, though we have originated as a bank, retail bank from this place of Tuticorin, Nadar Bank Limited was the name which was there. It started in 1921. Somewhere in 1962, I think we have got ourselves renamed as Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank. And despite the fact that our chunk of the business still comes from the state of Tamil Nadu, which is the second fastest growing state in terms of GNPA, and in terms of our GDP growth. And when we are trying to concentrate our business on these important segments of CASA and RAM on the asset side, the state gave enough opportunity for us to grow decently for the last so many years, in fact. And our underwriting practices have been so robust. And then our distribution of banks also, if you have seen, as Manish was mentioning, I think it was lopsidedly present in the semi-urban and urban areas rather than concentrating on only a few patches in urban and metro, in fact. That doesn't mean that we are not there in urban and metro, and we are again not campaigning ourselves for the state of Tamil Nadu, as he was mentioning. We are there present in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and even by West Bengal also we have a branch in Calcutta. For the last 40 years we have been operating over there. But we, at this point of time, being seen as more a conservative bank with a relationship-based banking forte. And this bank, despite being 100-year-old organization, I think in terms of adoption of technology, we have not been found wanting as such. This is one of the pioneering banks to say store to CBS platform way back in 2002, and the latest Pinnacle version also we have migrated very recently. And we are, I think, leveraging this technological advancement to digitally take the bank forward. In fact, at this point of time, our set quality maintenance is really coming to our rescue to post the best of the best efficiency parameters. And looking forward to your question and answer session for at least finding the right answers which we will be addressing the entire investor community as well at this point of time. I think with these very few words, I'll ask Mr. Suryaraj to run through the formal presentation which we have for you guys. Please. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of the top executives of the bank, I, Mr. P. Suryaraj, General Manager, HR and Treasury Department, take the privilege to present our bank performance in front of the investor fraternity assembled in the financial capital. Actually, most of the thing Mr. Manish Jain and our MD and CEO, they have explained, and this is pictorial presentation. The offer size they have mentioned, actually it is 1,58,40,000 equity shares, and our PRLs, Axis Capital, Motilal Oswal, and SBI Capital. And the listing is going to be happening in BSE and NSE. Already Manish Jain explained the dates are, the issue date is opening on the 5th September and it is going to close on 7th September, and we are going to list our shares probably on 15th September. Then actually, regarding the overview of the bank, actually we are having 100 years of legacy. In 1921, actually our bank was formed in the name of Nada Bank. Then minimum persons were there in the Thuthukudi district. Then gradually we started increasing our presence in other districts of Tamil Nadu. That is the reason in 1962 our bank was renamed as Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank, and in 2021 actually we have celebrated our centenary year. We have 509 branches. Out of these 509 branches, 369 branches are in Tamil Nadu. Then our major presence will be in Telangana, Maharashtra, Gujarat. Then actually most of our business, actually 70% of our business we derive from Tamil Nadu. Last 2022, we had the total business of 78,000 crore. In that 78,000 crore, advance constitute 33,000 crore. In this 33,000 crore of asset size, 88% of our asset size actually we derive from, it constitute of RAM sector, retail, agriculture and the MSME. In this RAM sector also, actually the ticket size of the RAM sector, it will not go beyond 25 lakhs. It will not, actually major portion of the RAM sector constitute, it will be in the range of 1 lakh to 25 lakhs. Apart from primary security, we will insist for collateral security from the borrowers. Collateral in the sense other than primary security. Mortgage based, actually we used to obtain collaterals in the form of land and building and factory building. That is the reason actually our net NPA is below 1%, 0.95%, and our gross NPA is 1.69%. Then regarding the liability side, 45,000 crore, in that actually 30% of our portfolio, liability portfolio consists of CASA deposits. Then in our bulk deposits also, whatever the deposit exceeds 2 crore, we will call it as a bulk deposit. In that also actually, in the total deposit, it constitutes only 8%. So in CASA also actually, for savings actually, for below 10 lakhs actually we are offering 3%. And more than 10 lakhs we are offering 3.25%. Then in the 509 branches, 247 branches are in semi-urban area and 106 branches are in rural area, where actually the competition from the peer banks, from the new private sector banks is very less. That is the reason actually we can mobilize, we can able to mobilize actually more number of retail business. Then actually the total employee count of our bank is 4,457 as of March 2022. We keep the number almost constant for the last 5 years, even though actually we have increased our business for more than 20,000. How we have managed means actually we have outsourced most of our non-core banking activities to outsource agency. Then actually in digital also, our percentage of CAGR growth was, I can say actually it has gone up substantially. Around 78% of the banking transaction is happening in digital forms, and as our MD and CEO pointed out recently, actually we have gone for 10x migration. Then actually we have recruited one chief digital officer. He from IDFC First Bank, but he was associated with NPCA for more than 9 years in the innovation team, and the bank is giving lot of importance for digitalization. Then this CASA also 30% actually definitely actually we can have the sustained growth in future based on, because actually RBI also, the government also given the opportunity for the private sector banks to go for to do the government business in futures, government agency business in future. So actually we are also exploring lot of opportunity in this government agency business. Then digitalization also happening in the fastest way in the bank. Definitely the CASA growth also we will maintain. Then actually regarding the financial parameters, we are having the gross NPA actually it is reduced to 1.69, then net NPA is 0.95, then slippage ratio it is 1.71, then credit cost is 0.45, then PCR actually we are having a very good PCR of 88%. Then actually regarding the cost of deposit actually it is 4.91, then the yield on advances also 9.65. That is the reason actually we can able to keep maintain a very decent NIM of actually 4.10. The return on equity also very attractive. It is 16.58, return on assets 1.66. Then earnings per share is 57.67. Then book value of the share as on 2022 is 374. So this, with this decent number, actually, the banks, whatever I said, actually, this is depicted in this presentation in the pictorial form. As I already explained, in Tamil Nadu, actually, we have 369 branches, then 949 ATMs, 255 CRMs, cash recycler machines, and 101 e-database, 4,000 POS machines are in Tamil Nadu. Then actually the share of business, it is mentioned actually in Tamil Nadu almost in 20 it is 75.93%, and the same percentage we are maintaining in 22 also. Then actually this slide actually depicts the journey of our bank for almost 100 years. This bank was formed in the 1921 as Nadar Bank. Then 1962, the name changed to Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank. Then actually, 1971 actually we have Golden Jubilee celebration. In 1990 actually, our bank was the first bank to go for computerization. Within the branch setup actually, our bank was the first one to issue the computerized DD and the computerized term deposits. 1993 actually we got the merchant bankers license with SEBI, and the first currencies was opened in that year. Then actually we got the license to deal with foreign exchange during the year 1999. And today actually we have, last year we have done a turnover of 18,000 crore. First ATM was opened in 2004, and today we are having substantial number of 1,114. Then actually our best, we got the best banking performing bank from IFRDA in 2021. These are actually our experienced board members. Our KV Ramamurthy, MD and CEO of a bank. He was associated with Bank of Baroda. He worked as a general manager in Bank of Baroda. Then actually United Bank as ED. Then he joined our bank 5 years back. He is having more than 40 years of ample banking experience. Mr. Niranjan Kani, he is owner of VVD and Sons, actually reputed coconut oil manufacturing. He is running a coconut oil manufacturing company, very famous name in southern parts. Mr. Niranjan Sangar, he is associated with Pioneer Jales India and Sri Ayana Spinning Mills. These are all shareholders, directors. Mr. Yashar, also profession by doctor, and his father is holding actually around 4% of the shares. And he is also shareholder director. Mr. Ashok Kumar, PCG, he belongs to Savagasi, and he is the owner of Sparkless Factory. And he actually is having vast experience in stock market. Also, he is also a shareholder director, and 2 RBI nominee directors are there in the board. Then we have independent professional directors. 1 lady director is the company secretary, and 2 auditors, and 1 ex-banker, Mr. Kesav Murthy, and 1 advocate in the board. Actually, with this mixture of the experienced board members, actually the bank can actually able to show this good amount of the good financial parameters. Then this is the professional management of the team. The organization structure of the bank is depicted in this slide. Even though many of the banks actually they have centralized most of their banking activities, still actually we follow the decentralized structure. The thing is, even the scale actually the down the level branch heads are also having the sanctioning powers. Maybe the scale 1 officer may have 25 lakhs, the scale 4 officer may have 1.25 crore. These 509 branches are controlled by 12 regional offices. We have strong follow-up mechanism. Then these regional managers will also have some 6 crore power. Then anything exceeds it will come to the head office or board. So apart from that, actually we have actually strong credit monitoring mechanism. Whatever the loan sanctioned by the branch head, the operational loan next day it will come to the regional office. Then in the head office also we have one credit audit monitoring cell. Any loan sanction above 1 crore, they will do offsite surveillance. So that is the reason actually with proper credit monitoring system and training also we used to give our staff members regularly, so that actually the assessment capacity we have created to all the staff members. Still actually we believe in relationship banking. That is the reason bank can able to show this much of good performance. Then this is our key strength. I can say actually strong presence in Tamil Nadu, advances with focus on RAM, then consistently growing deposit. Actually, since we are present in rural and semi-urban area, we could be able to mobilize more number of retail deposit. And CASA also we have some decent CASA numbers. That is the reason actually we can able to show consistent financial performance. Then these are all the key strengths of the bank. Already I have explained in detail. Then the 100 years legacy is backed by our loyal customers. I can say actually we have 50 lakh customers. In these 50 lakh customers, more than 80% of our customers are associated with our bank for more than 5 years. That is the big strength of the bank. Then already I have explained the digital transaction. It has gone up around 74% of the transactions are happening digitally. Then regarding the product of the bank, actually regarding the MSME, retail and agriculture, actually which type of industries we are targeting and which sector actually most of our MSME we got the business from which sector, that is mentioned in this slide. Then already I explained we focused on small ticket customers. Up to 1 lakh customers actually it has gone down from 38,000 to 32,000, whereas from 1 lakh to 5 lakh actually it has increased from 27,000 to 58,000. Like that actually even in 25 about 25 lakhs also, from 1,54,000 customers to 1,66,000. So predominantly we concentrate only on small ticket advances. Then this slide depicts the retail deposits. Consistently we are growing on the retail deposits. Then we have proven risk management framework. Actually already I explained. We have robust credit assessment. People are properly trained and they have the capacity to have the credit, do the credit analysis. Then proactive risk management department we have. Then we have a strong recovery mechanism in the bank. That is the reason we can able to have that NPA, net NPA figure to the tune of 0.95%. Then already I have explained actually consistent financial parameters. This is some benchmarking with the peers. In PCR actually we are one of the highest with profitable growth in line with the industry leaders. Then low gross net NPA when compared to the peers, actually, we are the best, I can say. And this is also actually some of the parameters we have compared with our peers. Actually, we have lowest credit cost, then ROE, ROA, everything actually, we are actually our figures are one among the best among the peers. Then NIM also 4.10. Then capital adequacy is 20.44. So these are all the key takeaways from my presentation. We have strong legacy and loyal customer. Then we have actually strong presence in Tamil Nadu, where actually it is GDP growth rate second in India. Then we focus mainly on RAM sector, mainly on MSME, agriculture and retail segment, and our retail deposits are also continuously in the increasing strength with then we have strong asset quality. Then actually from the balance sheet you would have seen actually the financial performance consistently for the past 5 years. We are steadily growing in professionally managed bank with the experienced senior management team and board of directors. Thank you.